And finally, the last part of our subject, or I will say that the last part, not only about the wearable device, is also the last part of our subject. So it's about the limitation or considerations of the AI technologies. So yeah, there are lots of the limitation of the wearable device. One of the most headaches or most I say complicated solution is about the battery. Yeah, today all our not only the wearable device, even our smartphone, VR, AR glasses, all the things we are always concerned about the battery. The battery is limit, and especially about the computation power of the AR algorithm. The electricity consumption is way big, is way high. So yeah, you spend lots of the battery. So for example, you want the AI glasses, right? They turn on the camera and then process the scene understanding, process the object recognition. All is about the computation power. And then yeah, the high performance device, GPU or also thing, all of them they concern about the energy. So how to separate the word, and then some of them put into the wearable device, some of them put in your smartphone, some of them put in your edge device, some of them put in your cloud device is one of the arts of the wearable device or is also one of the arts of the AI design. So especially when you go to the production, so you are not only saying that it's a research level, I want to make a product and then fit all the people. Battery is one of them. So for example here, the wing, health wing. So this kind of health wing you cannot always on and then you cannot always connect, because if you always on, always connect and then become a alert system, it will burn out all the battery within a very small time. So it's a problem. Second thing is about the limitation about the wearable device is the sensor accuracy and the reliability. So accuracy is really important because yeah, even for me, I'm the doing the software, right? So I'm doing the AI development. So if the sensor is not so reliable, they are not so accuracy, is not so high, I cannot improve a lot. So one of the important problem is the accuracy of the sensor. Whether, for example, they detect the heartbeat, they detect the EG, they detect the also of the biometric marker, your body activity, your psychosocial activity indicator, where they can get the correct information. So usually we will have when we select the hardware, usually we're looking at their spec and then looking at lots of the report, lots of the proof doing the experiment before we make our decision to put this kind of the I'll say that data, or I would say that this kind of the sensor into our product. Because if the sensor is not correct or if they are not reliable, so forget all the things about your design. It doesn't work, right? So second more the important of the limitation is the sensor accuracy and reliability. Third one will be the data privacy and then the security. So personal data now is really yeah, lots of us put a lot of effort and then lots of us put a lot of the consideration into data privacy. In Hong Kong, the data privacy law is I would say that it's not as hard as the situation in China and also in EU, European Unions. So in China and EU, for example, in EU, so they really care about the personal data, all the biometric information collect in their country. So if there are data leakage, that means some hacker go to your server and then get your data. You have the responsibility to bear the risk. So money is only one of them. But the money is also huge. For example, the EU GDPR, the data privacy law GDPR. So you will take 2% of your income. It's not revenue, it's the income of your product. So it will become a very extreme case because you have to share lots of the money to the if there any data leakage, you have to share the money to the user. And honestly, lots of the company they do not earn a lot. For example, if you go to um, airline, or if you go to some of the fast food shop, right? So their profit margin is only few percent. So maybe most likely it's not less than 10%. So it's a big problem if you have the data leakage. If you go back to China, don't think that China they do not care about the data privacy. They care a lot. So in a IT company or in a hospital healthcare setting, so they have a dedicate IT officer that is responsible for the data leakage. So if there is a data leakage and then it proves that hey, it's your problem, you haven't do your work in a proper rate, or you haven't complete your task, right? So the dedicate IT officer, the one who take care about the translator, need to go to the court, need to go to the jail, and then bear the responsibility. So not only the money, they also need to go to the jail. So that is really important. And in Hong Kong, it's a little bit easier. So we only have six data protection principle, six data protection principle. The first one is about your objective. So you have to make your you have to declare the objective of your data collections, and then declare the needs, declare the what is the data you are going to collect. Then the second thing is about the time. So you cannot keep the data as long as you finish the objective. For example, if it's a recruitment process. So after the recruitment process, most likely is 6 months. We have to delete all the data. If you are a app user, if you are going to collect the personal health data, so when you agree to remove or agree to not using the apps anymore, I mean, not remove the app, is quit the app. So you also have to remove all the data within 6 months. So that is really important. The third one will be the transparency. So you have to define a very clear rules for the user to get the data, for the user to ask for their correctness of their data. The fourth one will be the fourth one will be will be the data protection method. For example, whether you have a put inside better database, so the database they are encrypted, and then they have the firewall, they have a good data security for all the usage. And then the fifth one will be how the openness, so how the data they are open to the limit uh, amount of people. For example, if a equipment, so only the panel or small amount of the admin staff can access to the data. The CEO or the other department or the other things they cannot to do it. The last one will be the rights of the user, where the user have the rights to remove all the data, etc., etc. So if you want to know more about the collected personal data in Hong Kong, you can go to the PCPD, search PCPD on the internet to have a look with all this kind of the privacy and also the security. So yeah, you have to bear a lot of the risk about security, and that's why lots of the people they create limit company for the IT application. If something goes wrong, they just close the the I would say that the child company, or I would say that the small company that care about the IT application. Because if it's limit company, if you lost all the money in this company, then that's fine. So you need not to bear the risk of your IT product, and then you need not to give a lot of money to your user, and then yeah, that is the situation. The fourth one will be the comfortable and then reliability. That means if you have designed wearable device, one of the most important thing is the comfortable, whether it's light and it's not bulky. So as I have mentioned in our fall detection of the past example, so the fall detection, so somehow you have to install or put on the multiple sensor, multiple pressure sensor on your body. So it's not so comfortable. And then another example is also the VR device, Google, um, uh, Google Glasses. Google Glasses pretty good. But if you are looking at the Apple Vision Pro or all this kind of VR device, so it's really hard to get it to use outside because yeah, it's not nice. It's too bulky. The wearability is not so good. So yeah, that's the situation. The fifth one will be the data analysis and also the visualization. No one would like to wait. No one would like to wait the signal data. Okay, as a user, no one will care all the things about the mathematics signal. So you have to transfer all the things into somehow about the human. They are easy to read or into a human form. Maybe it's a graph, maybe it's a line chart. But the most important thing is it draw a conclusion to your health or to your disease or to all the things that the user will care. For example, if you are diabetic, so somehow I'm not really care about the up and down, up and down, up and down. But I really care about whether it's we low glucose level or we high glucose level. Most likely it's we low glucose level. Because it's we low glucose level, so you need to make the alarm to the user, give the alert message to the user, and then it's related to the health, it's related to the safety, and this one they yeah, is really important. So you have to give the insight. Yeah, you have to give the insight and the meaningful information to the user, visualize all the situation to the user, not only about a really complicated signal. No one care about raw data, and then no one care about the multi-dimensional data. So today you say that, hey, I'm under stretch or I'm under pressure. It's better to let me know our my EG, my anxiety level, my brain wave level, etc. So yeah, we need a signal, and then if it can be quantified into a value, then it's better. For example, you can quantify my sleep quality or my anxiety log quality from 0 to 100 maybe. So it will be better. The last one will be social acceptance and also the privacy concern. So as I have mentioned about the previous case is about the security and the privacy. Yes, we always care about this kind of thing. And then this part also care about the social have. It's not only about the personal data, it's also about the public data. For example, easier to understand is the AR AI glasses. So when you always turn on the camera, so it's a good choice to record all the personal data of all the people, not only a single individual. It's about the public. So for example, here, do you still remember the Hong Kong police force? There is a small camera in front of their trucks, right? Their brass. So somehow they will say, hey, I will start recording, and then they will start to do the recording. They will not always on and then record all the things. Is yeah, I would say that as a Hong Kong people, we care about our privacy, and then we do not want this kind of things happen. It's about the social acceptance. So that is something that is important, and then something that is we have to deal with this kind of the daily life face charge. Okay. So today is not only about you, it's also about the public. If something is not accepted by the public, you have to go into the deep mind and think about it. Just like the octopus company, right? So they sell our personal data, and then it's not acceptable. Even they have the data, they have the right, but it's not acceptable. And then yeah, we have to stop it. So yeah, that's important. And what can we do? So honestly, we can put it back into I would say the sunshine policy. That means if you open all the things, let all the public to know it, and then you need not to keep it as a secret. So your products will say that it's allowed the social to access and then social to make comment, and that's today's situation. So today, whatever you are running a platform or you are running a GitHub, some of you guys are really good, so they download the GitHub project and then try to run the GitHub development, combine all the things into one. So there is also the sunshine under the sunshine policy. So we open all the things. We let all the people to know about our algorithm, to know about what is the data we have collected, what is the algorithm, what is the process we are doing, and yeah, this kind of the social acceptance to concern about the social acceptance. Oh, sorry, one more thing. It's about the integrations. So let me share one of my personal experience. So in PolyU, so green cons, where my goal, then where my cons, well fit cons. This kind of the cons is created by me, is created by us, our lab. So you take care of your green concept as user sustainability. They care about your mental health. They care about your physical wellness. At that time, we connect with the blockchain. You know that PolyU is still the blockchain #1 university. So around 5 to 6 years old ago, so when we have our first this kind of the blockchain application. So at the very beginning, we think that, hey, I should use Ethereum or I should use something, I would say the public crypto, public coins. But at that time, one of our senior management say that, hey, you should use our Polio coins. Okay, I adopt this kind of suggestions. And then within these 5 or 6 years, only me, okay, we are the user of the polycom. No one used the polycoms. So that is the problem. The integration is one of the, I will say that is one of the biggest problem. And do not do something that only that the technologies, that the hardware, that the OS applications, all the thing is owned by you. Try to share your, I would say that your benefits, your strength with the other. That means build the ecosystem, join the ecosystem. Just like the mental health cons or green cons or other wearable device, right? So don't create a wearable device by yourself. Join Apple Watch, join Android, join the other application to share the ecosystem, to share the algorithm. You cannot do all the things. For example, you do a smartwatch, and then a smartwatch have the accelerometer, and then you have the algorithm, you have the your own detect strength, etc., etc. But try to think about that. You do not have your distribution channel, right? So how can you sell your smartphone? So how can you sell your wearable device? You have to find the Taobao, or you have to run your sales team, etc., etc. It will create your nightmare, right? So at the very beginning, my advice is join the ecosystem. Just like our course, if 5 or 6 years ago when we are using Ethereum, or we are using the public chain XR crypto, XR coins. Now, I guess lots of the Polio student or even me will become the millions, will become a really rich people, right? So yeah, that's the case. Join the ecosystem. You do not have the distribution channel. You are the single people. If you take care about the technologies, take care about the sales, take care about the marketing, you spend out all of your energy. Try to join and then compile the solution. Some of the solutions of different problem, different limitation. The first one is about the energy. Of course, we can use the solar energy. Of course, we can use the mechanical energy. So I love the design of the naked pass. So they use the mechanical energy. Every footstep they generate, every footstep, right? Footstep they generate electricity, and then electricity become the energy of your wearable device, and then transfer the signal out. So that is perfect. Solar energy is all maybe is good, but honestly, this kind of the settings may create quite a number of problem, right? Solar energy, yeah, you have to find a good position to collect the solar energy. Definitely, it's not at in Hong Kong situations, right? We do not have lots of the sunshine, and then yeah, we cannot install lots of the solar panel, even for the EV. So some people say that, hey, for the EV they can use the solar energy and then to charge. But honestly, yeah, it's hard. We cannot get lots of the sunshine in our flat or on our road. Yeah, some of the pretty crazy idea. For example, you can use your heads, you can use your cove, solar energy, etc., etc. But honestly, I would say that kinetic will be the pressure sensor, like keepers. For the others, it's still a conceptual levels, and then yeah, perhaps later we can have this kind of the settings, and yeah, it may be help. And then the data privacy problem. So edge computing is one of them. Edge computing, that means I will not transfer all the raw data, pure signal to the cloud. So I only I will compile the biometric markers and then to form some, I would say that some encrypt some result of your disease, result of your body health, and then pass the major or most important information to the server. Just like that, for example, I want to detect my depression throughout my speech, throughout my daily conversation. So I will not pass my daily conversation wordings one by one and then pass my voice to the cloud server. So I will process by using the edge computing, and then they will just pass the signal. For example, today my depression is 88, for example. For example, today my anxiety is 66. I just pass this kind of numeric data to the server. And this kind of the setting is called vector database. Vector database. So it's one of the new technologies of the computer science. Another, lots of the people care about the blockchain. Yeah, we are the blockchain #1 university. So the blockchain can keep all the data in a decentralized way, not keep all the things into a centralized database, into a centralized organization. So the blockchain can ensure that only the some of the data they need to exchange, and then they need to um, process will be sent to the server, and then we can trace back all the transaction. We can trace back all the settings. So the data transparency will be increased exponentially. So that is also good. Then there are lots of different ways. For example, you create noise. Yeah, we create noise, and then we will move our identity, personal data, individual identity. We just put the, I would say, the vector number to the server. So vector database is one of the things we use the privacy settings. We control our privacy setting to the computer science or AI algorithm, AI approach. More solutions about the data privacy, for example, multi-factor authentication. So I guess lots of you guys have this kind of the um, say that this kind of the uh, experience. For example, today you are not going to only input your password or passcode. So somehow you have the biometric marker, fingerprint, facial recognitions, or even using your voice, etc., etc. So we collect different kinds of biometric marker, and then this kind of biometric marker will be only handled by your smartphone. So even your e-banking app, they do not know your fingerprint. Is by your smartphone. Smartphone recognize your fingerprint, recognize your facial expression, pass the biometric marker, pass the authority, say that, hey, I recognize by your smartphone, this is Peter. And then the bank only know that, hey, this is Peter. So allows you to access to your bank application, just like that. So we have multi-factor authentication. It's very serious. So yeah, just like our email system today, when we are going to access your data or our internal system inside the PolyU, so we have to use our fingerprint. So yeah, it's really interesting. Even sometimes when we go outside to check our email, so just checking the email, we use our fingerprint, it's our biometric marker, and then yeah, after checking our fingerprint, I can check the email. So it's sometimes we think that it's really ridiculous, but it care about the security, it care about privacy. So security auditing and monitoring. So today, as I have mentioned, so in China, so there is a law. So they will say that I will have a dedicated staff to do the auditing, to do the monitoring. So that they will evaluate the process inside the company. They will evaluate all the data to make sure that all the security or privacy go to a certain level that is acceptable by all the peoples, or organized with the law in Hong Kong, in China, in EU, etc., etc. Last one, and the most powerful, legal. Okay, so we go to legal and then set up the regulations. So in EU and then also yeah, in China, so they are running the civil law. So the civil law, they have a really good regulations about the privacy. So in Hong Kong or in US, we are running the common law case law. So it depends on the arguments of the new legal case. So we go to two different directions, but honestly, we try to set up more legal and more regulation to keep ourselves in a better situation, privacy law. So I would like to ask, yeah, it's a little bit tricky. So if you are a company in Hong Kong, you create apps that monitor the health data. So do you need to care the law in China, or if you need to, do you need to care the law in EU? The answer is yes and also no. Okay. Yes is if your user say that you have the user from EU, so they are from I don't know Paris or they are from German. So if they use your apps and then EU citizen is inside your applications, so you are also under the monitoring, under the control of the GDPR of EU. So you have to still obey the EU law. No is somehow if your apps, your server, and also the place that you put in your marketplace or app store is not in the EU, and then you have declared that the apps can be only in use in Hong Kong. So you need not to care about the EU GDPR and then the China law. So it's a little bit tricky. It really depends on the settings. And that's why, so if you heard that if you want to set up a company, why you need to join the Polio Micro Fund or why you need to join the Cyberport or the Science Pass incubation star funding. The reason is it's not only about the money. The money is limited. The reason is about the legal settings or all of the business regulation, business monitoring. So they have the suggestion, they have the advice for you to do this kind of the regulation. Because if you try to say that if you do something wrong, the money that you have spent in the company it will be unlimited. So yeah, that's why you join the PolyU startup fund, you join the Cyberwall Science Park because someone can take care about you, especially about the privacy, especially about the legal. So yes, the situation is here. As I have mentioned, join the ecosystem of the others. So use the standardized protocol, use the standardized open platform and API. Still remember in our first lesson, PaaS, platform as a service, platform as a service. Okay, join the big company, use the standard of the AI device, of the IT solutions, all the things is standard. You just get the business value, you just get the need, observe the needs of your subject client, patient, etc. Okay, so for all the settings, join here, join the standard of the industry. So that's why in our first lesson, I introduced PaaS because the PaaS provides you a standardization of the protocol. They give you an open platform, API, cloud service, and then data sharing. So all the thing is under the monitoring. Sunshine privacy is under all the I would say that monitoring of all the people of the public. So yes, use the open settings or use the open platform. Use the standard. Do not create the protocol or do not create the platform by yourself. It will be your nightmare, and then you will be easy fall into some of the I would say that trap that the other people may experience before. Okay, so big company is good enough, and then you have the advice, you have the support from the big company. Similar settings. So yeah, join the ecosystem of the other. So yes, use the data, use the middleware, join the other good standard so that you have the better device management and configurations. Don't create your own smartwatch, don't create your own smartphone, don't create your own OS, don't create all the things by yourself. Just focus on the small part, the needs of the people. Try to combine the needs of the people with the technologies, and then that is how you can get success. Okay, so yeah, that is the end of our subject, and then later on I will prepare the virtual printer is the last line, and then prepare all the remaining. Perhaps we have different questionnaire for you. So try to complete the questionnaire. I guess I will give 1 or 2% for you as a bonus to complete the questionnaire, because after the week 6 or 7, so the questions the question decrease exponentially, right? So especially about the online exercise, the question decrease. So somehow all the online exercise combined together is not 100%. So we have to find some additional word or additional way to finish our 100% on the assessment, and then I will give 1 or 2% for the bonus of the questionnaire. So if you complete, just write down your name, complete the questionnaire, maybe a couple of questions, then you get the additional full marks of the settings. Okay, so that is the end of our course. Hopes that you will enjoy our setting. Yeah, and I will say that goodbye, and then we hope that we have chance to meet each other, not only inside our final quiz, maybe in the other stage or in the other platforms.